It was a cold, gray afternoon when a man named Peter trudged down the narrow alley behind his apartment. He kicked an old can out of his way, the metallic sound echoing down the alley. That's when he saw it, a small kitten, no more than a few months old, crouched beside a garbage bin. Its fur was dirty and matted, a pale mix of orange and white. The kitten looked up at him with wide green eyes that trembled with fear but didn't run away. Peter froze. Something about that look triggered something deep inside him, a wave of irritation, maybe even rage. "Why are you looking at me like that?" he muttered under his breath. The kitten meowed softly, almost like a plea. Peter's hand curled into a fist. He'd been holding all his pain inside for so long, and now, here was something weaker than him, something he could finally control. He stepped closer, glaring down at the helpless creature. His mind screamed, "Do it. Just do it." Maybe it wasn't the kitten he was angry at, but everything else, his failures, his loneliness, his life. The kitten didn't move, just kept staring, trembling but silent now, its tail tucked under its tiny body. Peter lifted his hand. He wanted to do it, wanted to hurt, to lash out, to finally release everything bottled inside. His vision blurred with tears. But in that suspended second, something unexpected happened. The kitten, instead of flinching or running away, took a small, shaky step forward and rubbed its tiny head against his boot. Peter froze, his hand trembling midair. He looked down and saw the fragile creature pressing its face against him, purring faintly despite its fear. That sound, it was barely audible, but it pierced straight through the fog in his mind. His knees gave way. He sank to the ground beside the kitten, his hands shaking, his breath breaking into quiet sobs. "What's wrong with me?" he whispered, as tears streamed down his face. The kitten climbed into his lap as if it understood everything, his pain, his loneliness, his breaking heart. For the first time in years, Peter didn't feel empty. He felt something small, fragile, and alive pressed against him. He wrapped his arms around the kitten, holding it close, afraid it might disappear. "I'm sorry," he whispered, his voice trembling. That night, he took the kitten home. He gave it a warm bath, wrapped it in an old towel, and placed it on his couch. He named it Tabby, the first name that came to his mind. From that day forward, Peter didn't walk the same dark alleys anymore. Each morning, Tabby would curl up beside him, purring softly as sunlight filled the room. He still had problems, still had pain, but every time he looked into Tabby's gentle eyes, he remembered the moment he almost lost himself completely, and how a tiny act of trust from a trembling kitten had saved him.